Mithrandir. Why the halfling?
I do not know. Saruman believes that it is only a great power that can hold evil in check. But that is not what I have found. I found it is the small things, everyday deeds of ordinary folk that keeps the darkness at bay. Simple acts of kindness and love. Why Bilbo Baggins? Perhaps it is because I'm afraid. It gives me courage.
Do not.
Hey everyone. Before we examine this great scene, only a small minority of my audience are subscribers. If you like the content and want to see more, please like and subscribe. You can always change your mind in the future. On to the topic. This line from Gandalf is, I believe, at the heart of The Lord of the Rings. We all know Tolkien wrote The Lord of the Rings from a post-World War I perspective, and there are lots of analogies about Europe and the European people. Specifically, the Shire and the Hobbits are about the English people. It's the regular English person, not the kings or queens or the gentry. It's your average, everyday English commoner. That's who the Hobbits are. Gandalf is a wizard. He's powerful, perhaps the most powerful in the Fellowship, and yet he admits to being afraid, because it is only with the power of being humble, small, and weak that you can show true courage. Part of the appeal of Lord of the Rings or Dungeons & Dragons or anything in the fantasy genre is that it allows you to explore stereotypes, especially positive stereotypes, in a non-judgmental and threatening way. Orcs are bad, hobbits are good, and it can be as simple as that. Dwarves are strong and master craftsmen, but they're short and at times greedy and don't get along with elves, etc., etc. Now, there are a lot of dark places that you can take this thought process. In fact, I'm Jewish, and I always joke that the dwarves are Jewish, and maybe that's a topic for another video. But I want to focus again on the idea that Tolkien was trying to capture something noble about the English people and imbue that into hobbits. Specifically, I think Tolkien was looking at the political history of the English people since the signing of the Magna Carta. There is something about English common law and the English political history that gives nobility to the commoner. The king isn't above the law. The king's power isn't absolute. In fact, the king's power comes from the common person. The king is made powerful by the common person. And in The Lord of the Rings, all the kings and queens of mankind cannot defeat the tyranny of Sauron without hobbits. Where the hobbit's strength comes into play, the most obvious, is when it comes to the Ring of Power itself. Hobbits seem to be uniquely able to overcome its pull. Bilbo had the ring for decades, and while at the end it did start to change him, his strength in holding on to the ring for that long should be compared to most humans who become corrupt after just setting their eyes upon it. Right? Frodo and Bilbo have a terrible weight that they hold, and yet despite their physical weakness, the hobbits have an inner strength to resist the call of the ring, more so than any other creature in Middle-earth. Where the ring turns men into murderers, we see the ring bring Frodo and Samwise Gamgee to become even closer. At the end of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, when they come out onto the scene and then the king, the newly crowned king, says, "No, today nobody will bow to you," and then he bows down and everybody bows down to, I think it was these 5 hobbits, that to me is the culmination of Tolkien's point. It is that this whole civilization, this whole Middle Earth, owes a debt to the common person who shows strength. All of this is a strength that Tolkien was trying to say belongs not just to the hobbits, but to the common English person. Or perhaps more universally said, in the system of government that Tolkien knew best, which today we'd call maybe English common law or a democratic process, it is only through these systems of government, of power distribution, that tyranny can be defeated. And it's because of these systems, and it's because these systems allow for the hobbits of the world to show courage, to take action, and to leave the Shire for adventure. Just a quick thought about Lord of the Rings, and one of my favorite lines. I think you can watch the whole trilogy with this lens and think about why the hobbits are at the center of it all. It's because they hold a kind of power that Tolkien believes was important to the British people, to the English people in that early 20th century drama that they lived through. As always, thank you very much, and hope to create more videos for you soon. Please leave comments, like, and subscribe. Give me some feedback. Peace.